worst, that's how you get the good deals. Or you buy it when the market's down, right? Now, if you get a smelly, dirty, ugly house when the market's down, that's even better, right? Right. So based on this amortization schedule, which you guys probably aren't going to be able to see that. See. Okay. So right now, let's say we borrowed zero money down. So you went to a hard money lender, said, hey, I want to borrow $210,000. I'm going to buy it, fix it up a little bit, rent it out, and then I'm going to refinance it with a conventional lender. So when you do that, your loan amount is going to be the total of $210,000. And the going interest rate right now is about 5.5 on real estate investments. And typically, you can get 20 years. I think you might be able to get 30, Jason. Can you get 30?
30 if you're doing it under your personal name. It's,
No, an LLC.
You're going to do 20.
Okay, so 20 years. First payment date, let's just figure you bought this and started renting it out 2019. After 5 years, we're not even looking at payment or cash flow yet. We're not even looking at that. We're just looking at appreciation value, what your net wealth is going to be after 5 years. So that would be 2024. So we right here would be 5 years. No, that wouldn't be. It's right here, 60 payments. What's your balance? Can everybody see that number? 158. Yeah, 158. So 158, and what's the house worth now? Does anybody remember? 158. That's massive. So 5 years.
12 years. Change it to 5, it's 255.
Told you guys. 255. So what's the spread between the 150? We're at $100,000, right? So what did you do? You took zero money and you created $100,000 of net worth. That doesn't mean you're going to go buy a new car, because you're probably breaking even. Okay. So there's two different ways to look at it. You could want to grow your net worth in 12 years. You could want to grow your net worth and have net income, or you could be looking at areas that aren't increasing in value, like maybe I'm going to pick on Sheridan, like Sheridan. You could buy there where your appreciation is going to be much slower, but your income is hopefully going to be there. Okay. So if you would, have you thought about what you want your net worth to be in 12 years?
Starting point, not negative, because that's not student loans. That's the year goal, not the 5-year goal. Yeah.
So you basically just had a net income goal. Yeah. Does anybody have a net worth goal that they want to be? Yes, sir.
16.5 million. 16.5.
Why 16.5?
Well, the first seminar that I ever went to was, I don't know if anybody knows about Dan Merrill.
Yeah.
He came to town last summer. And basically, he was talking about the same thing you're talking about, figuring out, what your monthly income you want to be when you retire. And I wanted mine to be $15 grand a month. And I did the math, and that was 16.5.
Net worth.
Yes.
Okay. So it's 16.5. Let's use that, your number, because that's a net worth, and that's what we're looking at now. We're not looking at cash flow right now. Okay. That means, do you have a year end date on that?
A year end date was, well, I know it was 15 years from last year, so.
I'm going to put in 15 then. 1.5. Okay. So that property, the value is $378,000. So somebody has to remember that number. 378, and we're going to go to 180 payments here. Oh, you know what? So, after 20 years, your balance is 75,000. And what was the amount, what was the value of the house?
378, so that's 200,000 approximately.
300,000. 300,000.
300, that's what, 370.
So you are about a ways off yet, right? So we need more of these. So how many more of these do we need to reach your goal?
You said it's 278,000, right?
At 15 years, your net worth is 300,000. Let me get out my handy dandy calculator. 16,500,000 divided by 300,000. You need 55 more properties. Okay? So that's how you figure it out. That's how you're gonna have to figure it out, right? You're gonna have to use appreciation and hope that it is that. It could be higher, it could be lower. Yes, sir.
But in this scenario, buying in Mount Lebanon and having them leveraged, even with 55 more houses, he's probably not gonna have his $15,000 in net income a month.
Yeah, but what did I say? We were only talking about,
Net worth.
yeah,
Net worth.
yeah, you weren't listening.
I was listening.
He's my partner.
He started with $15,000 a month is what he was.
You weren't listening, just like my wife. Thank you. So, yeah, we're just talking about net worth.
Alex,
Okay?
can I ask a question?
Yes,
So how are you figuring this profit? So this is an investment property, right?
right.
And you buy it for 210,000, right? So are you assuming the payment you're making every month is covered by rent?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're not even talking about cash flow yet.
Oh,
We're
okay,
talking
because it sounds too easy, I don't think it's gonna work like that. I mean, you're saying that, okay, I know
That's
that
the-
after
that's the
5 years,
problem.
principal
Where
will
did
be
I start at
down.
the beginning with the
Right.
profit real estate? It sounds easy, because you could do it on paper like this and say,
Yeah, I know, it's a no-brainer, but
Yeah.
after 5 years, of course, the principal will be down.
Yep.
And then there is an appreciation, so you will make money.
yes.
But what about the monthly payments you made for 60 months, right? So you have
Yeah,
to recover that.
we're just looking at, if all things being equal, and let's just say, we're saying this is a break even. Every
Right.
house you're breaking even on, that's still not bad. Considering you bought these with zero money down, breaking even's not bad. But just remember, that's a lot of work. You're gonna be working for delayed gratification, okay? You're not buying the Corvette, you're not buying the $1 million house yet. So this is just saying, if I bought 55 homes in Mount Lebanon, they broke even for 15 years. And remember, that means you have to buy 15 in 1 year, or 55 in 1 year. We have to stagger this over. So his 15-year plan, we might have to push it to 20 or 25, sorry, unless you want to ramp up how many you buy. Because, you know, when you buy one 5 years from now, 15 years is going to be 20 years, so, okay? But that's the beauty of compounding and paying off the principal and appreciation. And that's using 4%. If you want to be conservative, maybe use 3. If you want to be less conservative, use 5. So it can be done. Now, how do you find 55 homes in Mount Lebanon that cash flow and they're going to get you $15,000 a month?
You gotta find a super good realtor.
Or,
You have to be able to foretell the future.
all right, so 15, we need 15,000 a month divided by 55 homes. That means you need to make $272 per house on cash flow, right? 272. So you see where I'm going with this? So now we're figuring out what his goal is. You need to figure out where you want to be as far as, do you want to buy a commercial building? Do you want to buy 400 homes in Sheridan? Or do you want to buy 18 homes in Shadyside? But you need to make, in this scenario in Mount Lebanon with 55 homes, to meet your criteria of being worth $16.5 million net and grossing, netting $15,000 a month, you need to make $272 per house, the houses that are mortgaged, per month, okay? That's a feat. That's gonna be tough. It doesn't sound like a lot, right? 272? 272, I make that in 1 day at my job. It's a lot harder than you think. So how do you get, I'm not gonna tell you how to get there, because I'm just telling you how to you need to figure it out, so you can extrapolate how many homes I need to buy in that particular area to reach my goal. You need to think about this, because otherwise you're just shooting in you're shooting in the dark at a target, and you don't even know where the target is. You have to have this target, you have to have this mindset, which is don't do it like I did it, which is just go out and buy and it'll work out. It will, but you're gonna 10 times as long to get there, and stress and potential bankruptcy and, stress on your marriage and your life. It's just not healthy. Yes, sir.
So what's a good number per unit or per house that is realistic? So 272 would be high for a positive cash flow, you're saying,
In Mount Lebanon,
in Mount Lebanon?
it's gonna be tough. It's just nothing's impossible. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna have to, so if you want to do that in Mount Lebanon, you're gonna have to have a strict regimen of direct mailers to every Mount Lebanon resident, right? Maybe not, you're not, direct mailing to $1 million homes. You might pick the $100,000, because there's some condos and stuff, but maybe 100 to 400,000, and you're direct mailing those people, right? Hey, you wanna sell your house? You wanna sell your house? You're driving Mount Lebanon every week looking for sale by owners, calling them. You have an agent who focuses on Mount Lebanon, you're looking at every house that comes on the market. You have to be laser focused. Okay? It's gonna help get you there quicker if you're laser focused versus, I wanna buy anywhere in Allegheny County. Well, there's a lot of logistics that take place when you wanna buy everywhere in Allegheny County. Who's gonna manage it? How are you gonna get there in the middle of the night to unlock a door for somebody? Who's gonna go through the hot water tank? It's in Cheswick and you live in McDonald, Allegheny County, McDonald. You know what I mean? Do you have a question?
Oh, no.
Okay. So,
Actually, in Mount Lebanon, the person that buys there first is likely to run a negative cash flow at first, right?
yeah, absolutely. Like, if I could buy in Mount Lebanon and break even, I'd buy it all day long. Because you're getting a better quality tenant, you're getting, for me, it's very close, so it's easily managed. And I'm okay with that, because I don't need that money to live. If you are getting in this business to live off that income while you grow it, it's exponentially harder, right? The good thing is you can devote more time to it because you don't have a regular job. The bad side is, how are you gonna eat? Right? So there's the pros and cons. So you have to build up to, and how I would suggest you do it, the easiest way to do it is if you're new, you don't own a house, buy a house that you think will be a good rental. Live in it, fix it up, make it rental quality, move out, do that again, move out, do that again. You can do that every year if you wanted to, I guess. Okay. And then at some point, you're making enough income there where maybe you're not only gonna work part-time, or you're just busting ass working 100 hours a week, 50 at your job and 50 doing this. But you're gonna have to build up to this, okay? But once you get to, what we're not talking about here is, so let's say you get 5 of these homes that are making $272 a month. That's $1,200 a month, right, income? What are you gonna do with that $1,200? That's what you need to ask yourself. What would you do with it?
I would probably stash 600 in, a separate investment account and another 600 for if anything goes wrong. And, once that anything goes wrong account is where I'm comfortable, then it all goes back into the investment
I think that's smart.
account.
Yeah, you have your rainy day money, you have your, and it's making interest on it, right, wherever it is, maybe 2 or 3% somewhere. You have your money set aside for repairs, and then once you build those up to a certain amount, then all that money over, putting right back into it. So you can excel, or you can accelerate how quickly you get to that 15-year mark by continually reinvesting, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you're buying, the first 5 you buy, it might take you 5 years to buy 5. But then by year 6, you're making that extra $1,200. And remember, rents are going up a little bit too. Expenses are going up, the rents are going up more, because you're only, an expense on a house, it just, that's the way it works out. So maybe year 6, you buy 2, and maybe year 7, you buy 3 more, and maybe year 8, then it starts to compound. Then you start buying more, and it gets easier, and you get to that 15-year mark, so maybe you could buy 55 homes in 15 years and have them paid off. But you have to be smart about it, and you have to set that money aside and keep reinvesting it back into the properties. This is just all like cerebral, this is not like real life, because as Sam said, it's not, you know, it looks great up here and easy. It's not easy, it's not even close to
The
being
occupancy
easy.
has to be there also.
Oh, yeah,
If
so
it's
let's.
not rented for 6 months, you're losing money.
Yeah, so I'm conceptually looking at how's this done,
Right.
right? Now, buy my program, it's $1,000 a month, because that's what happens. That's what all the real estate trainers do, they give you this, they get you all charged up, and then they say, okay, buy my book, and it's, you know, $50,000 a year. That's it, they stop here,
Yeah.
okay? But you see the beauty of it, right? You don't have to be 16.5 million, how about we just, let's reduce it to something that's more palatable? Maybe someone who's 40 years old and not 28, you know? So let's change this to 5 homes, okay? Just look at 5 homes. So if we did 5 homes, we said that the value in 15 years is gonna be 300,000, 300 times 5 is, so now your net worth is 1.5 million, that's nothing to sneeze at, right? 1.5 million, and they're all paid off, and let's say they're all renting for $2,000 a month, that's $10,000 a month in income, plus you're sitting on $1.5 million in real estate. Plus, you see where I'm going with that? Don't have to be that big. But what's great is it can get that big, and it can go far beyond. You might, by year 8, you might be like, holy crap, I'm gonna get 165 million. Okay? Because you've learned so much and you've progressed so far. It's all up to you. It's the beauty of this country, right? Yes, sir.
Is the net worth as important as the monthly income? Because if you have a net worth of 100,000, but you're profiting your $10,000 a month, you know what I mean?
It depends on, yeah, like if let's say I'm a doctor and I'm making 400,000 a year, then income to me is not important because Uncle Sam's getting 40% of it. So it's not important. What's important to me as a doctor is